In the early days, the software product industry focused on supporting basic business operations, largely through managed services and back-office functions. As technology continued to evolve, the strategic value of product engineering became clear, and the industry's role shifted dramatically. This is where future-forward enterprises like Nitor Infotech and Ascendion company emerged, driving innovation and specialization across the product engineering function. The company quickly evolved beyond providing traditional software product services to developing cutting-edge software solutions that are setting new industry benchmarks.
Join us as we explore how Nitor Infotech, a great place to work certified company, is powering the product engineering landscape. Here at its Pune-based offices, we're in conversation with its CEO, Sanjeev Fadnavis.
Sanjeev Fadnavis' illustrious career spans 33 years and counting. He's been at the helm of Nitor Infotech's evolution from a two-person startup in 2006 to an AI-first company following its acquisition by Ascendion in 2023. By championing emerging technologies, he's successfully creating innovative solutions for clients globally. His combined domain expertise, management acumen, and deep understanding of market dynamics have fueled Nitor Infotech's growth trajectory and international expansion.
So let's begin with the basics.
Okay.
What do product engineering companies even do? And what inspired you personally to pursue this path?
Okay, so let me answer bottom top.
Sure.
So let me first talk of the inspiration.
Please.
I came of a world where I was grown up looking at research and innovation.
Sure.
And even today, that is the fundamental reason why we built anything, right? So take it, my first job, I helped build a product that was into high temperature heating. Fast forward, I built something in milk powder plants, and then wind turbines,
Right.
and then software.
Span the whole spectrum.
Sector. And everywhere that was common was take a concept, build a product, take it to the market, make it successful. So I went through a full life cycle of innovating, transforming, deploying, and growing.
Right.
So that was the fundamental way my product development mindset was built.
Irrespective of sector.
Absolutely, right?
Right.
So when we decided to build this company, it was very natural that we build, of course, we had decided to build a services organization, that for sure. So how can we do the best in services? How can we be somebody who is differentiated in the market better than our competition and customers will love it? So we said we will focus on our core, which is product development,
Right.
and build a very, very specialized company in this space.
And that's how Nitor Infotech was born.
Wow, absolutely. So I can tell from the 2 people we started and till the time we were even 1,000 people, our core never changed.
The state of today's tech infrastructure space is that the infrastructure needs to be not just adaptable, not just scalable, it needs to be backwards compatible as well, right? So the demands are many. How does that factor into your approach to product engineering, sir?
So the factor probably is a forced fit.
Sure.
I would rather say how it naturally happens to us.
Please.
And the way it naturally happens is you think few steps ahead of what we are doing today.
Sure.
So we all talk of AI.
Right.
We talk of using the most advanced form of artificial intelligence today.
Right.
We invested in this a couple of years ago. And that's why today we are one of those product engineering companies who are able to say AI-led product engineering mindset.
Right. Before AI became a buzzword.
Absolutely. Today, and today when we say this, it's not that we are doing it today. We are putting it best practices there. So it's not about doing it right, and doing it right the best way.
Sure.
And investing in that direction, making sure that you invested in the context of, and today AI has also taken a shape on agentic models. So if you want to talk, it takes various automation components.
Sure.
club them together,
Right.
and create a workflow.
Right.
We built on this. Today, we can proudly say that we are ahead of many organizations on this front. As we get selected by some of the best in the world, I can't tell the names right now, but you imagine some of the top 100, Fortune 100 companies in the world, where we are servicing in this sector.
Phenomenal. And when we talk about Nitor Infotech and about your management style more specifically, you're known to be a champion for intrapreneurship, sir, or essentially, innovating within the organization. But how do you go about creating a culture that creates a safe environment for taking those risks, sir?
Oh, that's the question I love a lot. So everybody here is an entrepreneur by heart. You tell anybody they would like to do something on their own. There's
Sure.
nobody I have met who said I don't want to do on my own. Now time comes because of their family pressure or financial pressure, they can do everything minus the investment part.
Right.
So what we had created a culture that don't worry about the finance. Take that thing out
Sure.
and bring all the facets of entrepreneur there.
Right.
So entrepreneurship is all about doing it
Yes.
right inside the organization.
And now you have a safety net to do so.
Absolutely, right? So people here, and I'm very proud to say 100% of our leaders have grown up. We never hired a leader from outside. Now we are growing, of course we hired, but when we grew up the company, every single person,
Right.
that's why people who spend like 10, 15 years with us. Now, entrepreneurship comes from that part that I own it.
Right.
It's my, I don't have to tell anybody.
Right.
And that's how people will take forward, and that we have learned that people can do miracles. And entrepreneurship is all about letting them have the budgets. In fact, we run a program called Courage of Investment. So we tell that bring the courage, don't give me a small budget to expand, give me a
Sure.
big budget
Sure.
so that you can think of big ROI, right? And people do it fantastic, I can tell you. They own it up.
Right.
And because this today, the best and the complex of the products have been delivered with such a ease that we wonder ourselves that this was a difficult job and it went out like a breeze.
Right.
Right, that's why. And that's the entrepreneurship is all about giving them a platform and a culture
Sure.
that you can do
Sure.
whatever you want to do. And the big thing is you're allowed to make mistakes,
Sure.
n number of mistakes.
Sure.
Only thing, take care, don't repeat them. That's all.
Well, sir, I want to build on that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because when we're here at your offices, in Pune, we of course like to engage with not just management, but the employees themselves. So if we were to speak to a member of your team,
Okay.
how might they characterize or describe the corporate DNA here?
Corporate DNA, it's a complex question to an extent, because word corporate, people connect that to flamboyancy.
They do.
Right?
Right?
We don't let flamboyancy overtake the depth and overtake the credibility.
Sure.
So when I say corporate culture is about credibility,
Sure.
we cannot go wrong. And because we research, because we invest on us a lot, we do right things, we take time. We let like a nice wine takes like many years to mature.
Sure.
Similarly, we invest
Right.
to mature our thoughts so that customers see us as the best practices organization. And it will be sometimes very funny. I tell customers, look, I will come to you. My guys go there, tell them that, look, we will do a solution for you.
Sure.
We will run series of experimentations.
Right.
We may fail in few,
Right.
but you're still going to pay me for the failure because you're going to get something eventually
Yes.
innovative
Sure.
and differentiate in the market.
So that fail early and fail fast is part of the process.
Right? That means your culture. This is all about.
Right.
There's no template to repeat.
Right.
You create own template. Somebody else will look at it, and when somebody looks at it, you build your next template. So that
Right.
becomes redundant. That's how we keep investing and ahead of time. That's the culture. That's the corporate culture about here.
It's time for a short break, but our special feature, Nitor Infotech, an Ascendion company building product engineering success through entrepreneurship, continues on the other side. So don't go anywhere. India is becoming an increasingly desirable destination for technology development. And Nitor Infotech, based in Pune, an Ascendion company, a great place to work certified company, and a leading product engineering player, is increasingly empowering independent software vendors and enterprises, small and large, to become globally competitive, creating the ultimate advantage. And we caught up with the CEO of Nitor Infotech, Sanjeev Fadnavis, who shed more light on India's growing prominence as an innovation powerhouse. Sanjeev, so Forbes India has essentially recognized you as a vocal for local torchbearer back in 2021, in fact, in the midst of a pandemic. And you seem to have always subscribed to the philosophy, make in India, but make for the world. So how do you go about identifying, nurturing, and grooming homegrown talent for global industry demands, sir?
Okay, so there are three segments to your answer. The primary driver is Make in India.
Sure.
Like our Honorable Prime Minister is very vocal about it. So that's the first driver.
Right.
Second is value arbitrage. So making in India, but making of a global standard.
Sure.
The second one. Third one is doing it the right and the best way. So when we say make in India, we focus on this value arbitrage because globally everybody feels that is India the place for building software products?
Sure.
And by doing Make in India and also working on the value arbitrage, we are breaking the ceiling and the conventional thinking that can we make the best products?
Right.
So that's the reason why Forbes really liked what we did is we talked about creating this value without compromising the fact that a good part of it was made in India.
Sure.
So that's the way I would say is the value arbitrage on that and making it local for the global audience.
Right.
So that the thing probably was differentiated and we got recognized for this differentiation.
Well, sir, building on some of your observations, I think a global fear is perhaps that India will always be branded as the world's back office rather than a strategic, forward-thinking front office. How do you respond to that? And what role do you believe that global capability centers or GCCs will play in driving growth versus simply facilitating it?
I think you answered the question. Okay, why you talked of global capability center?
Right.
There's a shift from saying global capacity center
Sure.
to global capability center.
Right.
So when you were talking of back office, you're talking of capacity.
Sure.
When you're talking of capability, then you're talking value. So I can tell you that in the last 3 years, we have seen a significant shift in the global capability centers. So what are these shifts? Number one, lot of decision makers have become a part of capability center.
Right.
So which means the strategy design and strategy implementation is a part of the global capability.
Sure.
So people would not just be doing based on what has been said, but they will creating the atmosphere, creating the systems and processes on what should be done. So that has changed, and because that has changed, a lot of AI. Some time back I talked to you about AI. Everything is led through artificial intelligence, and in a way that we create a value.
Sure.
And the value creation again comes from the fact that are you doing it right the first time?
Right.
That's one. Are you investing for doing right first time? And when we say global capability centers, they are investing to do it right.
Sure.
So that has created a big differentiation. So there is a huge rush of most of the large organizations to augment and change the way they are looking at their offshore centers.
Yeah.
From capacity, the shift is to capability.
Very heartening to hear that. And sir, in many conversations around Nitor Infotech, two terms often come up. One is research as a service, and the other is peer product management model.
Right.
So you've championed both of these.
Right.
Walk us through in layman language what they constitute and what are perhaps some of the more groundbreaking innovations that have resulted from these implementations.
So So let's talk of research as service first, right? We some time back spoke about entrepreneurship.
Right.
So research is when you say research as service, you are helping customers to build innovation in their products
Sure.
or bring a differentiation in the product. Uh, if you see that anywhere in the world, if you want to do things differently,
Right.
you have to do experiments on trying to do what is right.
Sure.
And you may fail in the process. But while you fail, you learn there are two more different ways of doing it.
Right.
So research is about putting into mind and practice which others have not done.
Sure.
So this research as a service mindset has been brought to create innovation for our customer products. And that differentiation helped quite a lot.
Sure.
And
Rather than simply churning out me
Cutting
tools.
out, yeah. And so somebody is thinking,
Right.
somebody, we call doers and leaders. So this is our leading from the front to do it the right way.
Sure.
So we're not just doers or implementers of what has been said.
Right.
So we lead into, and many times we have had occasions where we tell customer, Mr. Customer, you're wrong. And we've been able to help them change. And I know of at least 3 instances customers have changed the whole product model for them.
Sure.
And fast forward, they say, thank you did it for us.
Even though it was a challenging conversation
Absolutely.
at the time.
I really appreciate those customers.
Right.
One of them has become a unicorn, so I take pride into this part. So that's where. So it's been not easy because research doesn't come naturally to everybody, right?
Right.
So that's one.
Sure.
Peer product management is about globally product managers have a hard time to translate the product vision in their mind into paper and then to the last developer in the whole value chain.
Sure.
So we said that instead of just people being business analysts who are domain specialists, we said we'll raise their bar to let them think like the product managers of customers.
Right.
And think like their peers.
Sure.
Without creating a fact that it's not about replacing anybody.
Right.
It's about augmenting.
Yes.
It's about creating scale. It's about being pace. So by thinking like them, we are bringing our bar like their peers. So it becomes easy for customers, product office or CPO's office, Chief Product Officer's office, to transcend what they want to say easily to the developer world.
Sure.
And these people are bridge where nothing is lost or in the translation of the vision.
Yeah.
So I would say that peer product management is about translating a product office or a chief product officer's of expectations into a vision that is exactly translated the way they would have thought.
Yeah.
So that's a value creation there.
It seems to have become a very critical missing piece of the puzzle, right? And so I want to just build on that, but switch gears for a moment and talk artificial intelligence, all right? It's transforming nearly every aspect of life imaginable. So how have you leveraged AI in the context of enhancing the product engineering process here at Nitor Infotech? And what are you doing differently perhaps vis-a-vis your competitors?
Okay, so I would say not only AI, but I will say now agentic AI.
Sure.
Right? And I will walk you through a small example.
Please.
Right? You do a boarding pass of a flight. How do you do it?
Sir, I generally take out DigiYatra, right? I create
First you do an app.
Absolutely.
Go to an airline app, put your number, your boarding pass comes
There's no
in,
avoiding that, yes.
Right? Then you go through DigiYatra.
Yes.
You put your boarding pass details and you get a license to pass through the security lane.
Right.
Then you go to the security area and you just walk in. The face recognition tells you that your boarding pass is okay. You can go to the security.
Right.
Now, in the AI world, in the agentic AI world, each of these pieces is automation. So your automated boarding pass, your automated walk-in the check at the security gate, and your automated the security lane.
Right.
So these three automations become, when they work in tandem, become a workflow. Like an agent would, imagine a virtual agent doing all these things for you.
Sure.
So it's an agentic workflow. You create agents to let automation perform. And
Right.
so here, face recognition, your credential recognition is all done through this.
Right.
In a similar way, in a product world, we have various elements of automation.
Sure.
And the beauty of AI lies into creating those workflows,
Right.
building those agentic work, building those agentic approach to deliver a great AI-led experience that I was talking.
Sure.
So this allows you to think first, create AI culture, and deliver a AI-driven product. So that's how we are working at Nitor as a part of Ascendion, as a global thing. We are bringing this as a world's first differentiator, and I proudly say that as a group, we are leading into that.
We salute all of your efforts. And sir, sometimes when an enterprise or an entrepreneur enjoys success, what's often overlooked are the struggles, right? So what are perhaps some milestones from your personal journey or your professional journey that have most deeply influenced the Nitor Infotech growth story?
So, okay, so if I have to talk of personal thing, like I spoke to you, I got exposed to entrepreneurship entrepreneurship in my much earlier days of career.
Right.
Where a kid with like 3 years of experience, I got the opportunity to build collaboration with a UK-based company for their products in India. I got an opportunity again at the age of only 10 years experience to build a complete business unit from number 2, for sake of number 2 to number 600 in 4 years time, right? So I got the opportunity to get exposed to all of this. So when we built Nitor Infotech, the personal journey that I feel is that I was able to give this back. We talk of giving back to society, right? Giving back to the professional world is also a thing.
Absolutely.
And if my count is not wrong, as a company, we would have encouraged 32 entrepreneurs till now. Phenomenal. In the last 18 years, one of the things we feel proud to have built this company.
Sure.
On the same note, we are proud to have created a culture of entrepreneurship where around 32 of them have got the courage to build their own organizations, and we feel very about it.
Right. And you've given them wings to fly.
Absolutely. That's so. We've done business, we've made profits, we got acquired, everything's great. But what really gives you happiness and excitement is you did something to core aspirations of those 32 people.
Right.
So that's the way I would say it.
Phenomenal.
So that's where it is going.
And sir, by way of closing comments for our viewers that may be watching, or perhaps first-time entrepreneurs that are struggling to find their footing in this space, how might you guide them? What words of advice might you have to share?
Right. So, I think I run a program in my company, right? We call it as courage. So, we identified 5 courages. Courage of investment, I spoke to you. Courage of people.
Right.
Courage of disruption.
Sure.
Courage of innovation. And the courage of business itself.
Sure.
So every time you have to stand up and courageously say that I will do something that I'm not seeing.
Right.
So you ask for money, focus on building a return on investment.
Right.
I will disrupt the process because it is likely to give me results far better. So I am happy to disrupt. Sure. I will not work in a steady state.
Sure.
I will work with people. I will work with some of the most difficult people. I will not go low-hanging yes men people. I will go for people who say no, but they do good for us.
Sure.
I will go for that. Then I will go for business. I will plan it out and implement it exactly the way I planned it out. So I will have courage for business. So I think that's what. Have courageous, be courageous, think through the lens of doing it right. Differently.
Yes.
And putting your heart and soul. Money will follow you.
Sir, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us, and we wish you and the larger Nitor Infotech team all the continued success.
Thank you so much. Right, I had a pleasure talking to you, and I hope the people who look at it give one shot of doing something for them.
Sure.
I'll be very happy for that.
Nitor Infotech, an Ascendion company, continues to evolve as a capability-led organization, leveraging technology to accelerate product innovation globally. As a proponent of purpose-led innovation, it's to be seen how the company transforms the future of tech going forward. However, history tells us it's only the beginning.